So I'm the Employability Volunteering Officer at BCU. So really the first slide is just to give you a bit of a breakdown on actually what volunteering is, because it can mean so many different things. Some of you may well have volunteered already in the past. You might be volunteering at the moment. Others might not have got involved before. So the NVCO organisation, which is sort of the national volunteering body, they define volunteering as when you choose to give your time and energy to benefit other people without being paid for it. So that's kind of its most basic definition. But essentially, anything can involve volunteering. Anything that aims to either benefit the environment, to benefit an individual, to perhaps benefit a group or a community or even an organisation can be classed as some form of volunteering. And usually you don't get paid for that. So you are giving your free time, you're sharing your skills, and you're hopefully developing new ones as part of that. And it can include, activity with formal organisations, but it also can be more informal. So it could be, community participation or social action. And obviously it can be lots of different timescales as well. So I think lots of students in particular are a little bit worried that volunteering might take up a lot of their time. And of course, you've got lots of other responsibilities. And also, you want to make friends, you want to have a good time. So it's just really getting that idea out that actually you can do things that are short term. You can commit for a long term if you like, or it can even be a one-off opportunity that you get involved in. And all of that is going to really add value to not only your CV, but just your life experiences in general. So some of those things might include, and this is by no means limited, because like I said, it can encompass lots of different areas, but might be things like working in a team to carry out, say, a fundraising or awareness campaign for a year. You could be tutoring a young person for an hour a week over several months. It could be, say you're into design, you're providing a graphic design support to a charity over like a 4-week period. It could be that you help run a guided walk in your local community once a month, or even doing a 2-hour shift at a homeless shelter as a one-off experience. So it's really, really varied. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about some of the opportunities, we currently have, just to give you an idea of the things you can get involved in. So what are some of the benefits of volunteering? I mean, I know Ella's going to talk to you lots about her experience, and as we go through this, you can ask questions and you can find out, why would you take part in something like volunteering? But there are multiple benefits, and I think one of the biggest ones really is your well-being. So there are studies and research that has been done that shows how volunteering can actually make you happier. And I think that's all around, it's giving you a sense of purpose, because usually you're able to actually make a real impact, so a positive difference. That could be to, as I said before, like a community, could be an individual. So it's a great way for you to feel like actually you're giving over your time, but you're actually changing something, and you're creating, like, whether it be in society, whether it be, as we said, for a particular person, or maybe even just yourself. So you're making more of an impact on the skills that you have, and just generally enjoying it. Meeting new people. So I think volunteering's always been, maybe not so much at the moment, because we are in this strange situation still. But generally, when you can get out and about, it's a great way for you to make friends, to reduce isolation, to really just meet different people and increase your network. And you never know where that might lead. And I know Ella talks a lot about sort of networking, and she's done a lot through meeting different people that she'll talk to you about. But again, it's just a great way of actually getting out there and sort of meeting friends. Another thing that volunteering can really help you to do is actually get out of your comfort zone. So much of us sometimes are just used to doing the same types of things, and I think we've all gone into a bit of a comfort zone with the last year and a half. I know I have. But doing something like volunteering and kind of giving time back to others, and actually then is a way for you to build confidence, but you're doing it in quite an informal setting where there maybe isn't much of a responsibility as there would be if you were in a paid job. That's not to say that it's not still a really beneficial professional experience, but it's just that little bit more kind of informal and a bit more of a safe space, really. And as I mentioned before, the flexibility of volunteering is great. So it's something you can do alongside, you know, part-time work whilst you're at university, and there are loads of different things to fit around your studies. So on to career then, because I know we'll mention this quite a few different times, and obviously I am part of the careers team, so a lot of our emphasis on the programme is to do with developing your experience and to be able to, you know, have new skills and to really just put something really good on your CV. And we found that volunteering has been a great way, especially over the last year and a half, in terms of gaining experience, which in difficult times we found that there maybe hasn't been as many internship opportunities or things to get involved in. So it's a really good way to fulfill that, and employers really, really value it. So you might think that even though it's not a paid job, that still you're gaining lots of transferable skills, and also some skills that might be relevant to a career that you want to pursue. So it's a really great way to, you know, gain your experience. And also because most students starting and even leaving university very often don't know what they want to do with their degree, and that's completely normal. So it's a great way for you to be able to try out kind of different sectors, try out different roles and responsibilities, and really see what aligns with your goals and values. Another great thing that a lot of the organisations offer, so when we work with organisations, a lot of them offer really valuable training and qualifications that you can then take forward and again put on your CV, but also if there is a specific area that you want to pursue, it can really bolster your any further applications that you do in that area. And as I said before, it's an opportunity to network. So you never know, if you do a volunteering role, you might get to know somebody within that. There might be a paid role that comes up, or they might be able to offer you other opportunities. So it's a great place to start. So what kind of skills can you gain from volunteering? So as I mentioned, you might have some more industry specific skills. So things like, you know, bid writing, safeguarding, potentially social media if you're in quite a creative role. Those are all sort of more specific to a particular job or to a particular industry. But I think the most important thing about volunteering more generally is that you build up what we call soft skills. So soft skills are kind of a range of skills that can be applied to lots of different careers and career paths. So you don't need to worry about kind of developing something particular. It's actually things like problem solving, things like communicating, relationship building, working as a team, time management. And you may learn some of that in your degree, but I think the most practical skills are those that have been applied to something, so a form of experience. And, you know, whilst you're at university, whilst it's great to say, you know, I got a really good grade in this, or I've been part of a university project, what's even better is if you can emphasise something else you've been part of that you've committed to externally, that really shows your commitment and dedication to a cause. And it's just another way of standing out amongst everyone else who has a university degree. So in terms of our team, so we can help you with a few different things. So the aim of our programme is to connect students and graduates across all courses and year groups to volunteering opportunity with non-profit organisations. So we only work with charities, community interest organisations, because we feel that that is the best way of kind of gaining experience and getting involved. And we can sort of rely on the sort of safety of those sorts of options. Our focus really is on helping you build more professional experience to help your career goals. So if there is an area that you want to particularly get involved in, so say if you want to be, you want to work in the law field, or, you know, you're applying to criminal justice opportunities, we have links with organisations like the Citizens Advice, and they offer really good schemes to help you gain that type of experience working with, say, vulnerable clients and things like that. But lots of other roles too. And if you're unsure about kind of what's next for you, or how you can apply or anything like that, we do offer one-to-one support through appointments, so you can book in and speak to one of the team. We also host events throughout the year where you can actually meet charities and find out about some of these roles as well. So some of the opportunities we have on offer, so these are just some of the organisations we work with, but we've currently got about 60 or 70 links with different community organisations, and that's both West Midlands based and also sort of UK wide and sometimes even globally. And I think what COVID has done, but sort of a little bit more positive, is the fact that lots of opportunities can now be accessed remotely. So even if you think, well, I can't get over to, say you're based down south and the opportunity is in the north, it might be that you can do it remotely. So it's still going to be able to, you can still be able to access that opportunity, which is really positive. And these are just some of the types of things that we have that you can get involved in. So say things like, being on a helpline, getting involved in sort of social media and marketing for, say, a charity. It could be web design, illustration, administration, fundraising. So the list is really endless. So I'm pretty sure there is something for everybody. In terms of recognition, we offer, you may have heard of this already, the Graduate Plus Award is a really important part of your university experience, and it's a fantastic opportunity to really help you, again, stand out from the crowd. So it's offered as an extra and co-curricular awards framework, and it's offered to all students across all faculties and courses. And it really just helps you prepare for your future. So you can choose from 500 plus different activities, and that goes towards developing different graduate attributes. So there's the 4 graduate attributes that have been shown to help with things like employability, careers. So there's lots of suggestions, lots of things you can kind of tick off. And volunteering counts as that. So if you do some volunteering, any of those hours that you log will go towards both bronze, silver and gold. So it's a really important way to just get that recognition, to show how you've developed some of those key attributes. Just want to show you a couple of examples of our Feature Friday social media initiative, which Ella really kindly was part of and had a brilliant kind of case study for us. And I'm sure she's going to go into more detail in her presentation. But just to show you a couple of examples really of students who have really benefited from volunteering. So this is something we do every Friday, and what we do is we pick the winner. So it's like a social media initiative. And we get people to send in how they've developed around volunteering, what they've got involved in, what they've enjoyed about it. So this is from Chloe, who's a BCU psychology student. And she volunteers, and I think she still does actually, I think she's now doing an internship with them for an organisation called the Value Youth Project. And she was delivering activities around self-awareness, mental health in Birmingham schools. She wants to work as an educational psychologist, so she wanted to gain that experience. But she's also found that some of her skills, like being adaptable, being able to communicate, and also just really understanding mental health needs and how to deliver it in a sensitive way to students. So that was a great kind of case study from her. And we've also had Ethan Horton, who's a third year media and communication student. And just bear in mind that this isn't all students in their final year. I think actually volunteering is probably best to try and do the earlier on you are, or throughout university, because you probably are going to have more time. But anyway, so Ethan was a volunteer radio presenter and producer at Radio Plus, and he produced a weekly specialist radio show for 2 years each Friday. So he really developed his presenting skills, and I think he just had a lot of fun. He was able to create a logo and a website as well, so he was able to get involved in more kind of responsibilities there. And he said that it really just boosted his confidence, and it also helped on some of his modules. So it's really prepared him for a career in the media industry.